President Biden is returning to Washington after a visit to Raleigh. He spent part of his day talking to people at the Abbott Community Center in Raleigh. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie is live at the Community Center tonight with the president's message and what this means for people in North Carolina. Laura?
Well, Gerald, this was a presidential visit, not a campaign stop. But the president's comments made it clear that he's paying attention to voter pessimism about the economy. And that has been one of the main talking points for his would-be Republican rivals.
Affordable, high-speed internet.
President Joe Biden used the occasion to announce additional funding for broadband expansion in North Carolina, especially for rural areas where many households still don't have access to high-speed internet. You can see that on this map. Lighter colors mean less coverage. Biden says he sees broadband like Franklin Delano Roosevelt saw electricity, not as a luxury, but a necessity for economic growth. All told, about $1.6 billion is coming from the federal government to build out North Carolina's network.
By the end of the decade, we're going to finish the job reaching all the remaining homes, schools, libraries, small business, healthcare facilities in North Carolina that don't have access to high-speed internet today. Let me say that again. Universal, high-speed internet in all of North Carolina by the end of this decade.
The president spent much of his speech touting his administration's economic achievements, like forgiving some student loans and lowering the price of insulin and other prescription drugs. He said Bidenomics is to thank for the country's continuing economic growth.
America has, this is a fact, the strongest growth rate of any and the lowest inflation rate of any major economy in the world. We have a lot more work to do. There's no question our plan of investing in America and the American people is working.
Biden says he realizes inflation continues to be a problem, but says it's slowing down. North Carolina Republican Party Chairman Michael Whatley says it's still too high, and it's cutting into the average family's finances.
Look, gasoline prices, electricity prices, grocery prices, rent prices are all substantially higher today than they were when Joe Biden took office. So, while the rate of growth in that inflation may be coming down, it is still inflation.
We also received reaction from the conservative political action group Americans for Prosperity. In a statement, State Director Tyler Voigt said, unfortunately, Bidenomics has only made life more expensive and directly contributed to the Bidenflation that is eating into the paychecks of hardworking Americans everywhere. Gerald?
Laura Leslie live in Raleigh. Thank you, Laura.
The president is now headed back to Washington, D.C. after experiencing a North Carolina staple, cookout. The president ordered a bacon cheeseburger, French fries, and a black and white milkshake, which is a vanilla shake with chocolate syrup. He referred to the treat as triple thick. President Biden treated Governor Roy Cooper. The governor had an M&M shake. For full coverage, including the one item President Biden went back to cookout to grab before leaving with his shake, go to WRAL.com. You can also see a full recap of the president's day on WRAL News at 7.